Hello, today we'll be looking at factorization, Secondary 1, G3 Mathematics. Well, most of us will know that factorization of an expression is basically to bring out what common factors there are in every term. Well, these are the more rarely seen examples of factorization where you wonder, how am I going to do it? Right, so I have actually labeled these questions in order of difficulty, and hopefully when you have understood one and as we move on to the others, you will kind of get a hang of it. Okay, so listen in. First one, factorize 4p bracket 3x minus 8y close bracket plus 5q another bracket 3x minus 8y. Our first instinct when we are asked to factorize something is, oh yeah, let's quickly expand, right? Yeah, I think we should just expand it out, right? But you realize that you actually hit a roadblock because after expansion, you will have and what's common cannot factorize at all. So expansion is not the way. Well, at least for questions like that. So what do we do? Now, let's look at the question one more time. You'll realize that this entire expression is broken down into two main parts. This is one, where it's the product of 4p and 3x minus 8y. And it's added to the product of 5q and 3x minus 8y. So one product add to another product. Within the first product, you realize that we have these terms grouped. And within the second product, you realize that you have these terms grouped. Hey, within each product, we have something in common. And the common factor is 3x minus 8y. So the next step is to actually bring out 3x minus 8y out of each product of the entire expression. So after I have brought out 3x minus 8y out of this first part, what have I left? Well, I am left with 4p. And subsequently, in the next part of the expression, the second product, when I bring out 3x minus 8y, I will be left with 5q. What's the sign here? Well, I would follow the sign that links the first term from the second term. So that will be addition. And I have to go into each of the brackets to check. Is there something in common in terms of factor that I can further bring out? None. So this will be my factorized answer. Next, let's move on to question 2. Question 2, 2x multiplied by a minus 2b plus 3y multiplied by 2b minus a. Similarly, like the previous question, we cannot expand it out. We will be stuck and we can't factorize. So let's look into the two products that are put together to form the entire expression. First product is this, and it's added to the second product. Now within each product, you realize that in this bracket here, you have a minus 2b. In the second bracket, you have 2b minus a. Is it coincidental? Well, you realize that you're so tempted to probably factorize out a and 2b, right? But what holds you back is probably because the signs are different. This is positive a, negative 2b, whereas in the second part of the expression, it's positive 2b and negative a. So what do we have to do? Well, we have to turn the signs here around. In order to turn the sign here around from a positive 2b to a negative 2b, we have to divide this term by a negative 1. And in order to turn a negative a into a positive a, we have to divide this particular term here by a negative 1. So in doing so, what I would suggest is, from this entire term, I'm going to factorize out negative 1. So my next line will look like that. Because I'm factorizing out negative 1, I'm putting out negative 1 here. And 2b divided by negative 1, I get negative 2b. Negative a divided by negative 1, I will get positive a. Now, comparing both products, you realize that within the bracket, I have a minus 2b. Next step, let's tidy up at least this part of the expression. How do we tidy it up? Now, I have a positive 3y multiplied by a negative 1 multiplied by this entire expression here, negative 2b plus a. I can combine this together. So when I combine this together, I will have positive 3y times negative 1, and that gives me negative 3y. Okay, I could write it this way, but for convenience sake, I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to write it as a minus 2b. Now, have a look, and you'll realize that this is the same form as this part of the question. So, what is common? What is common? Now we can see quite clearly. The common factors in each part of the expression will be just a minus 2b, and what is left is 2x minus 3y. Final answer. Okay, now allow me to pause at this point to show you a shortcut method. If you have understood the concept of what I have shared so far, allow me to teach you a shorter way so that you could jump from this step to the third. Okay. Now you will realize one thing, that looking at the second example, if the terms that are the common factor terms are the same, but the operations are opposite of each other. Let's say we want to change this around to negative 2b plus a. Okay. We change, yes, to a minus negative a minus 2b. Now what happens is that this sign outside changes. Okay. This sign changes from plus to minus, and everything within this bracket changes. Can you see? Plus change to minus, positive 2b change to negative 2b, negative a change to positive a. Okay? So between me and my students, I call this magic. Okay, so it's our secret code. Now, so from here we can jump from the first step to the third step, and thereafter we could factorize. Let's take a look at the third example. Negative, pardon me, bracket 2x minus y multiplied by p plus q minus bracket 3y plus z, close bracket, multiplied by p plus q. Now, what is common here? You realize that within each product, what is common is p plus q, p plus q. Is there a need to do magic? Is there a need to change this to a plus and this to a negative p, negative q? No, no need. Okay, so let's bring out the common factors. P plus q, and what have we left? We have, now this part, be careful, 2x minus y, that is left, and minus, what is left from here? the entire 3y plus z. So if it's the entire 3y plus z, we have to put it down within brackets. We can't just leave the bracket out because the negative sign refers to whatever that is left in the second product, which is the entire 3y plus z. So from here, let's tidy up the second part of the factorized portion. So we have 2x minus y minus 3y minus z. Further group the like terms. So this will be our answer. Finally, let's take a look at this. Okay. 14VW multiplied by 1 minus 4u bracket minus 1 plus 4u. Whew. Okay, now at one look I realized 1 minus 4u minus 1 plus 4u. How can I put this in the form that looks like examples 1, 2 and 3? Well, we will need to do a bit of manipulation. So remember, the form comes in, the entire expression comes in two products. So how can I put this as two products? I'll have 14VW multiplied by 1 minus 4u plus, okay, now how can I write this as as the product of two terms? Well, 1 times anything is anything, right? Okay, so I will put it as 1 multiplied by negative 1 plus 4u. Okay? One product, add to another product. I refrain from putting the negative sign here because with negative sign, there are other changes we need to make alongside. So in a general neutral point, if I want to just separate the terms from each other, I will separate it with a positive sign. Any further manipulation that needs to be done, we'll do it subsequently. Let's not complicate matters. So, you realize, oh, I have 1 minus 4u, I have negative 1 plus 4u. We can do some magic. So, magic. This one will have to change sign. This one will have to change sign. And this one will have to change sign. Okay. So what happens is that the positive signs will become negative. And the negative will become positive. Right? So next line. 14VW 1 minus 4u minus 1. Okay, this one now becomes positive 1 minus 4u. Now, do you notice that now we have something in common within each product? So now let's extract out the common factors. We have 1 minus 4u, and then what is left is 14VW take away 1. And this will be our final answer. So I hope that you have learned something helpful from these 4 examples of increasing difficulty with regards to factorization of common factors, really difficult ones. And if you would like to know more about how to solve mathematics questions in secondary school, you can connect with me as well. You can DM me and we can work out something. See you!